Welcome to the Be Well and Ground podcast, where we come together to nurture our bodies, our families, and our lives in a way that's sustainable, healthy, and full of heart. I'm your host, Emily, and each week we'll connect with wellness experts, passionate professionals, and fellow mamas to bring you practical tips and inspiration on everything from motherhood and health to gardening and low-tox living. This is a space for community where we lift each other up with actionable advice, support, and the tools you need to create more balance in your life. Whether you're looking to grow your garden, simplify your wellness routine, or just find that little bit of peace in your busy day, we've got you covered. So grab a cup of tea, join the conversation, and let's journey toward a more balanced, more vibrant life together. Hey guys, today's episode is all about supporting your body, your baby, and your nervous system through pregnancy, postpartum, and early childhood. I'm joined today by Dr. Cait from Revive Chiropractic in Mooresville, who specializes in prenatal and pediatric chiropractic care. We're talking about gentle adjustments, nervous system regulation, common discomforts during pregnancy and postpartum, and how chiropractic care can truly support the whole family wellness. Whether you're pregnant, postpartum, or just raising those little ones, this conversation is packed with encouragement and education you do not want to miss. We'll go ahead and get started. I just wanted to thank you so much, Cait, for joining me today. We are talking today with Dr. Cait. She owns Revive Chiropractic out of Mooresville. And a little backstory, I met Cait. I had a lot of back pain after my first child, and a neighbor of mine said that she went to this chiropractor in Mooresville and helped her tremendously, and her son was going too. And I was like, that's interesting. All the chiropractors I've been to, they kind of were a little bit more hands-on cracky adjustment, and I really didn't like that, especially postpartum. So I was looking for a little bit more gentle approach that's still effective. And so I tried her chiropractor out and my back pain went away. I think I told you in like a month, right? And I was like, this is amazing. I can hang out with my toddler. And it was awesome. So anyways, that's kind of the backstory of how I know you. But for those who don't know Dr. Cait, would you mind just taking a few moments to introduce yourself, what you do, and who you serve?
Yeah, of course. Thanks so much for having me on today, Emily. I've so enjoyed getting to know you and your little family over the years and seeing all the different stages of life that you've been through. So my name, like Emily said, is Dr. Cait. I'm a Mooresville native and I've opened Revive Chiropractic about 5 years ago. I serve primarily the prenatal pediatric population, so lots of pregnant mamas, babies, kiddos. That's kind of my bread and butter. I love serving that population. And yeah, it's just been really fun over the last few years building a business and becoming a mom myself. So lots of things to juggle, you know?
Yes. So you started Revive prior to kiddos, right? Is that correct?
I did. I started prior to kiddos in the heart of COVID 2020. I was like, let's just open a
Yeah.
business. I was like, it can't get much harder. So
Right. Oh, I didn't know that actually. That's
good.
awesome. Well,
Yeah.
perfect. Well, I kind of wanted just to talk about, like you just said, you kind of touch on pregnancy, birth, and pediatric, which is amazing, especially for this podcast, because we talk a lot about motherhood and how we can take care of ourselves with wellness. So if you don't mind, you're Webster certified, is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So if people don't know what that means, could you explain what that technique means? So it's specific for pregnancy or is it recommended for pregnancy? If you could just touch
Yeah.
on that a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. So the Webster technique is specific to pregnancy. It was developed by a guy named Larry Webster. And so, there's always been different ways that a baby can position themselves in a mom's belly. Sometimes we get breech, sometimes we get transverse presentation, sunny side up. And so the Webster technique is an adjustment that addresses the sacrum and the hips in order to create balance and also addresses the ligaments and the muscles. So by adjusting the mom's pelvis, we can create a lot more room for a baby to move around. And so if they are not in the best position, creating that real estate allows them to get in a better position for birth. So yeah, there's special training that goes into taking that course and learning the different anatomy to work with pregnant mamas.
That's awesome. I didn't have chiropractic care with my first, and I
Mhm.
had it with my second, and I definitely felt a difference, especially it was overdue. But every time I
Mm.
came to you, I told you, I swear he lowered down. You
Yeah.
created space. It was amazing, and I loved it. So I
Yeah.
can definitely attest to it that it definitely does create space. But I know, as you know, pregnancy comes with lots of physical changes. What are most mommies coming in with discomfort wise? Can you share about that? Or on top of that, when would be the best time to come to you in pregnancy?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I get that one a lot. So
Yeah.
I'd say like as soon as you find out that you're pregnant is a great,
Mm,
but a lot of moms will come in maybe that like second trimester when they start to get some sciatic pain, some pubic
mm.
symphysis pain, low back pain. They're just really uncomfortable and can't sleep at night. Those are some of the common complaints that I see in my office.
And I think I saw you regularly, so I think I was like, hey, by the way, I could be
I
pregnant.
know. I know.
Yeah.
That was always so fun. That's my favorite part about practice is like when I know a mom is trying to get pregnant and then, a few months goes by and I don't really mention it. And then she comes in one day and it's like, I'm pregnant. And I'm like, "Ah." And so I'm
Yeah.
usually like one of the first ones to know because people have to tell me in order to,
Right. Legally, like you need
proper
to
care.
know.
Yeah. So sometimes I know before people's own spouses, before their family, and it's just my hair is full of secrets, but it's so fun. I love that
Oh,
part.
that's really fun.
Yeah.
So, I guess so once baby arrives, then how does chiropractic care help support healing and recovery after the postpartum period
Sure. For the moms.
for the moms?
So you've had births and you know what your pelvic floor feels like after that and your hips and your low
Mhm.
back. A lot of times there's just a huge hormonal shift that comes after giving birth. And so you can still have pain and discomfort in your low back and pelvis after giving birth, and you still have relaxin flowing through your body up the whole way until you're done breastfeeding. So that the relaxin hormone is what causes your ligaments and bones to be all like loosey goosey. So adjustments really support postpartum moms by making sure that their pelvis is aligned, that they're able to heal correctly and be more comfortable during that postpartum period.
Yeah, I
And
think I came to you, I think it was 3 weeks postpartum, and
yeah.
I pulled my back getting out of bed.
Oh
I
yeah.
was like that, but by the way, it is feeling great, by the
Oh,
way. I thought about today, I was like, I haven't had complained about my back, so it's
good.
perfect.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So if we don't mind, we can move on to pediatric care. So I started seeing you prior. I guess she was 2 at the time. So I saw you first, and then I was like a little bit of apprehensive because I never did chiropractic as a kid and I did it as an adult. So did you find that is common with other moms that babies and children are they a little bit more apprehensive to chiropractic care, or is there any like surprises that you
Yeah.
noticed, or are people kind of like on the board now with
Yeah.
wellness?
Yeah, I think it's becoming more accepted. I think about 10% of the population utilizes chiropractic, so it's still way less than we would love it
Hmm.
to be. But usually we're that place that moms come when they've lost all hope. So like their colicky baby is screaming all night. It's gone to the pediatrician and the pediatrician like gives them reflux medication or says it's just a phase and they'll grow out of it. Or,
Mm.
they've lost so much sleep that they're like, I just need something different. So we're usually like that last place that they come, and we're the ones that can actually really make a difference in those little ones' lives. So one thing that people are kind of surprised about is how gentle it is. We aren't doing like the twisting, popping, cracking with babies. We're usually using the amount of force it would take to test the ripeness of a tomato or avocado. So
Mm.
it's super gentle. A lot of the times, like newborns and little babies will sleep through the adjustment, which is really fun.
Yeah.
I think it's just really surprising how gentle it is. It's usually the dads that are a little bit more apprehensive about the whole thing.
Yeah, I think
Moms kind of get it.
my husband came to the first one. He was like, "I don't want them to." I was like, "They're
Yeah.
not gonna, I just thought about that. So you've just said me, my newborn, and my toddler. So we kind of touched on that. You kind of talked about the process being a little bit different. So it's definitely a lot more gentle for them. Is there any signs that parents should look out for that might indicate their child should benefit? So I know you said colic. Is there other signs
Sure.
that maybe not like the later signs, earlier signs that they should
Yeah.
come and see you?
Yeah. So I love to see babies before there's even signs and symptoms. But oftentimes, I would say like 85 to 90% of babies have a misalignment in their upper cervical spine. So, like their occiput, the first and second bone in their neck can get misaligned, whether you have cesarean or vaginal birth, because that's just a lot of tugging, pulling, pushing on that baby's neck. And so, when those bones misalign, that can cause like latching issues, sleeping problems, constipation, overall just tense and uncomfortable in their bodies, inability to turn their head to the right or the left, causing like some flattening of their head. So it's usually pretty obvious when a baby is because babies only need to do three things: poop, eat, sleep. So if they're not doing one of those things, like there's something going on.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay. That's really helpful. I think most people, like you said, wait till something's happening, like very reactive versus
Yeah.
proactive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's good to know that those are some symptoms that people can kind of watch out for with their newborn or just kind of get them checked out. And is there a piece, I feel like I've read this, like birth trauma too? Like,
Yeah.
sometimes from being in birth, if something could be, what is it called? The body keep score.
Yeah.
So similar, like maybe there's something baby holding on to that you can release through chiropractic care. Same for moms, same for kiddos and all that fun stuff. Do you happen to have like a memorable experience from like a great pediatric patient that's kind of stands out, like something like a success story or like a
Yeah.
big, I mean, I could attest, but
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of a tough question because we want this like big miracle story, like
right.
nonverbal kid started talking or
Mm,
this kid that couldn't walk started walking. And like those things do happen, but it's all things on a daily basis that really like light me up. So it's
mm,
like all those little stories of like, my baby spits up 30 times a day and we go through so many outfits.
right.
We're not sleeping at night. I'm starting to resent my husband. And then after adjustments, like the baby's sleeping better, not spitting up as much,
Yeah.
their relationship gets better. So it's
Oh,
just like,
those are the
well,
big
it
things.
trickles into the family, like it's like
Yeah.
when one member of the family is not doing well, the whole family feels it. That's why it's really cool to get whole families under care because it just regulates the whole nervous system of the family. So that,
Right. No, that's amazing. I will say, just to touch on this, my toddler, when I came to you, I think I told you she wasn't napping for
oh
like
yeah,
months. It was awful. And then I was like, okay, we got to do something. Chiropractic care, it could be something, maybe something's not aligned. And I swear to gosh, she napped as soon as we came to you. Like,
yeah.
as soon. I'm like, what were we doing? Why were we suffering?
Yeah, I know, and that's my favorite. Like, I get little texts every day that, like, my child pooped 3 times or they took a 4-hour nap, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, you're giving that mom some peace back, which I
Mhm.
love.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than worrying about your kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. No, that's perfect. And I love how you're talking about the whole family wellness part of
Yeah,
that because I kind of wanted to jump into that. So
sure.
you focus heavily on the nervous system and how that connection impacts sleep and behavior and mood and immune function. Is there, when you approach whole family wellness, could you just share a little bit more about your philosophy about seeking wellness rather than just treatment when something hurts?
Yeah, for sure. Basically, like we've talked about, or that the nervous system is the master
Hmm.
control center of the whole entire body. So like the brain and the spinal cord control every organ, cell, and tissue. And that's what controls like mood and blood pressure and breathing. So literally everything is happening through this communication system within our body. And if something is misaligned or we've got too much stress in our body, it's going to cause symptoms, whether that's digestive issues, anxiety, depression, insomnia. So that's where the whole family piece comes in because there's not a single person in this world that I think doesn't have stress. If you've been through any kind of stressful event, whether it's emotional stress, toxic stress from the food that we're eating, or trauma, like you got in a car accident, or your kid's learning to walk and takes lots of falls, all those things create stress in the nervous system, and all those people can benefit from getting adjusted. So I'm all about just like creating healthier, happier families from the start, like not
Hmm.
having to go through these, traumatic big issues that then we need to go back and try to fix. Like
Right.
just create healthy humans. And that starts at preconception. So really like with mom and dad, a lot of people don't think about it, but I mean it's like the health of his sperm and your egg is what ultimately determines the health
Hmm.
of that baby.
Hmm.
People don't think
Dad's
about it.
health is important too, not just what
Yeah.
mommy's eating during pregnancy and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Super
Yeah.
important. And a
Yeah.
lot of miscarriages happen because of like the sperm health. It could be like
Mhm.
DNA fragmentation of the sperm or just atypical sperm. So, yeah,
Wow.
get your dads on board if you're having
Yeah.
quality issues.
And they're welcome to come, right? There's not like a limit of how
No,
family that
yeah,
can.
not like a no men allowed, but I do usually just see people's spouses in here. I don't have a lot of like random men calling to get adjustments. It's usually like
The family.
people's husbands or, you
Yeah.
know, yeah.
That's awesome. Well, what would you say for you in your journey? What kind of inspires you to specialize in this field for pregnancy, pediatrics, and women's health? Did you start focusing
Yeah.
on those things when you first started? Or was it?
Yeah, it was kind of gradual. Growing up, I was kind of like a highly anxious, sensitive kid, and I suffered with some anxiety, depression, panic attacks,
Mm,
went through some major life altering things, ultimately dropped out of college, and I was kind of lost. And so I ended up working in a chiropractic office. And while I was there, I saw like so many different miracles happen, which was really cool. But I was like, I thought chiropractic was just about neck and back pain. Turns out it helped with so much more. I started getting adjusted myself and felt so much better. And so when I started practice and I'd see all these moms come in and they were either like super anxious or depressed or going through their own, postpartum or fertility journeys, I just really felt like that was my calling, is helping moms. And then I ended up going through those life stages myself, like, struggling to get pregnant, suffering with a miscarriage, and then having two beautiful, healthy children of my own. So I think that's how I got into it. Like, I'm going through the same thing that you guys are going through, and it's just really cool.
I did not actually know that backstory for you for a chiropractor.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. It's great because kind of same for me. Yoga changed my life. I was going through something
Yeah.
similar too, and I saw it and it felt good. And all I want to do is teach people how to do it too. Like
Yeah.
that's all I want. Yeah,
Yeah.
I completely see it. And I think you do a
Yeah.
tremendous job of doing that. And I think it kind
Yeah.
of makes your practice stand out because you're doing it because you really are passionate about and you've
Yeah.
seen how it affects you firsthand and how it improves your life.
Yeah.
And to go back and help other people is just amazing. That as a human, that was
Yeah.
what you do.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
same for you. I mean, it's just cool to, we got like being a hope dealer. Like you just
Hmm.
fill out hope all day long. Like, I've
Yeah.
been, and you don't have
Yeah.
to stay there. You don't have to stay stuck. We can get you unstuck. We can get you regulated.
So what would you say would be the most rewarding part? I know you mentioned just kind
Mm.
of those small wins for families, but would you say there's another rewarding part for you?
Yeah. I think I love, and it's hard because it doesn't always happen, but like when a mom comes in and has the birth that she dreamed of having,
Mm,
that's really special. But, like I said, it doesn't happen all the time, but it is
yeah.
cool. Like when somebody wanted to rock out like an unmedicated home birth or something, and then that happens.
You're like,
That's
yeah.
really, yeah, it's really awesome. So that's
Yeah.
one of the things that I love.
You're kind of alongside everyone for this huge part of their life. You get to
Yeah.
see that. Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool that you can be part of it. If
Yeah.
you're okay with it now, I would love to kind of talk about some myth busters. So,
Sure.
what's one myth about chiropractic care for either kids, moms, anyone that you wish you could just bust?
Debunk.
Yeah, debunk it.
So many.
Or yeah, say
Uh,
as many as you want.
yeah. I would say the big one is like people are apprehensive about to start their chiropractic journey because they think that they have to come forever.
Mm,
And they're like, I'm gonna have to get adjusted forever if I start going. And it's your life and it's your choice. If you find something that works for you, like if eating healthy and exercising makes you feel good, you're not gonna stop just because you have to do it forever. Same with chiropractic. I have a lot of people that get down to monthly maintenance where they just come once a month, get their adjustment, and then they don't have to suffer with those 2 or 3 times a year where their back goes out or their neck goes out.
mm.
So like 15 minutes a month, once you get to that, is just like that's all you got to do, you know?
Yeah, it's just like
So
making a smoothie. Like it's just part of your
yeah,
wellness
and
routine.
I know
Yeah,
thing. Yeah,
ain't no thing.
that's just kind of like you don't have to, but if it makes you feel good and you're functioning great, like why wouldn't you want to? You know?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of it goes into my next question. Is there any things that moms or babies or kids can do in between adjustments that help kind of support the alignment or their nervous system? Is there other wellness things that moms can be doing in between adjustments?
Yeah, for sure. So nothing will ever replace the adjustment, but in order to like help keep people feeling good
Hmm.
in the time between seeing me, focusing on decreasing their toxic load, stressors. So, feeding your kids healthy snacks, limiting screen time,
Hmm.
teaching them just like some simple nervous system regulation stuff. So, like,
Yeah.
just like deep squeezes of your arms or of your chest. That deep pressure helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system. Something simple is like you can close your right nostril and breathe through your left nostril, and that'll activate your parasympathetic nervous system. So if you see your kids getting like a little flighty and a little whatever, squeeze them tight and just like regulate their nervous system with yours, co regulate.
Right. Yeah. You have to be regulated to help them regulate. Yeah.
But yeah, it's not rocket science, like just getting back to our roots,
No, I love that.
getting
It's
something and exercising. Yeah.
And also I will attest, kids can know how to breathe. Like from like
Oh,
toddler
yeah.
yoga, they know. Like Aubrey would be like,
They
"I'm
know
gonna
how to
take a
breathe.
deep breath."
Yeah.
Right? They do better
Right.
than we do. And
I
like
know. She's like a pro.
she's like,
So good. Yeah.
"Well, that's awesome."
Yeah, she's
Well,
awesome.
thank you for sharing about that. I would love to go into a couple of personal fun questions if that's okay with you. Is there something that always makes you laugh in practice? I know I always tell you about, "Oh my God, the biggest poops." Like My son had a blowout. Like it was literally, it
Oh,
was insane. That was his first
yeah.
adjustment. I was like, you did your job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that rest and digest part
Hmm.
got
Hmm.
going.
But is there something that makes you
Uh,
laugh?
I don't know. All the kids are just so funny, and they start to use my name as like an adverb, which is really cute. They'll be like, "I want to get Dr. Cated." Like instead of
Oh,
arrested, they want to get Dr. Cated. And then a lot of my little kids can't say Dr. Cait, so they call me Dr. Cake, as in like cake that you eat. And I'm
that
like,
is
that
so
is
sweet.
precious. And I was like, I hope you never call me my real name because
Yeah, you
I don't
have to
want
be
to hear it.
doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
but that
that's
stuff's so cute.
I will say my daughter is obsessed with you. Like when she first started seeing you, I was teaching her
Well,
sign
yeah, sign
language.
language.
So
Yeah.
she would practice at home. She's like, let's do chiropractor. And so she'll pick up our feet and then she'll come and then you know how you do the lotion with the vagus
Yeah.
nerve? She'll come and behind. And she still does it. And she's 3.5 now. But
Yeah.
yes, you never
That's
know.
amazing. I remember her
Mhm.
doing more signs than I like believe that any little kid could even learn. I'm like, she is so smart.
I started learning or teaching, and I personally have a goal of it to learn it because I
Yeah.
love to be able to communicate. And one of my goals is to be able to communicate with people. And
Yeah.
so I just kept Googling, and like we just both were sponges and we're like, ah. So
Yeah. Learning together.
yeah,
That's
it
fun.
makes a lot of fun. So this is a kind of fun out there question. If you weren't a chiropractor, what do you think you'd be doing instead?
Ooh, that is a good
I
one.
know.
I always like have this dream of doing like wellness retreats, like big goal, but like private island, like hosting like 30 to 50 women, like just all about like breaking through limiting beliefs and healing sister wounds and mother wounds. That would be amazing. Or
Dude,
like a wedding planner, but I like the first one better.
I got goosebumps when you talked about that. That sounds
Yeah.
amazing. I think you
Like I
should
think it's
lean
gonna
in.
happen maybe
Yeah.
in 10 years, 15 years when these kids get a little older. I've been on a few wellness retreats and the quantum leap that happens from just being surrounded by other people that are trying to go heal through their own stuff is incredible.
Yeah.
As I'm sure, like yoga, like you've been in classes where you're just like, wow, we really healed some stuff in that class.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
couple practices myself too. Like I'll go take someone's practice and I'll be crying. And they're
Yeah.
like, I don't know what
Like what
was
happened?
released,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very powerful. And I think that's amazing. And I can't wait to like watch that. I feel like that's gonna happen for
You're
you.
gonna come.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Like, come
come.
to
I'm
my
like, sign
island.
me up. Can
Yeah,
I
you're gonna be a yoga
pre-register?
teacher.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, you
Yes.
didn't know that, but you are.
That would be amazing. So talking about kind of healing wounds, self-care and stuff like that, what
Yeah.
does your self-care look like for Dr. Cait?
Oh, probably like 15 espressos a day
Oh,
and
coffee.
minimal sleep. No, I'm just joking. No, I mean, I really try to get to bed by like 9. I usually wake up at like 5:30 in the morning, try to have some quiet time. Definitely eat protein first thing in the morning before I have my coffee. And then just like daily walks. And I'm in like that season right now where I have a 2.5-year-old and 11-month-old. So self-care doesn't look like it used to look, but I still work really hard on trying to regulate my nervous system so I can be a good mom. But it's not
Yeah.
fun and exciting. It's not like I go get massages once a week or I go meditate for hours. It's like I just do little things that I know are good for my body.
Yeah, I was just reading recently, especially in this season of young kids, like micro self-care, like getting
Yeah.
up early and having your coffee in peace. Like that's
Yeah.
things that actually do move the needle, even though they seem so small, but honestly, it's what we can do. So every
Yeah.
season is different. So for me too, it's just I love my coffee by myself and I love to brain dump. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
That
Yeah.
is so
You do it
healing.
before bed or
Normally, yeah, before bed, so before the next day.
yeah.
That way
Yeah.
I kind of have everything
Sleep.
I didn't get
Yeah.
done, everything's out. So it
Yeah.
kind of helps me sleep better. And then when I
Yeah.
wake up, I have like, okay, I kind of rewrite it all the time, but it just
Yeah.
helps. My brain is constantly just thinking of things. So,
Yeah. Are you getting any sleep right now with
small sleep, like when he
small
wakes up and then he eats and then he goes back to bed.
yeah. I
Yeah,
know. You're right.
I know. I
But
can't
it's sweet.
nap for some reason. I can only go to bed early.
I
So
know.
even if I'm tired, like if I nap, it just throws off my whole day.
I feel
But
you.
I know, 'tis the season. So
Yes.
I guess you kind of touched on this next question. You said you're a coffee person or a
Yeah.
tea, or do you
Yeah.
both?
I do both, but I do love a good coffee.
What is your coffee order?
Recently, it has been a hot almond milk latte with 1 pump of peppermint and 1 pump of mocha. So it doesn't have like the crazy amount of calories as the holiday drinks, but it still gives you that little festive vibe.
I'm so getting that.
Yeah, it's
This
really good.
sounds
Anybody will make it for you.
okay. Well,
Uh,
that's awesome. Well,
yeah.
perfect. Well, do you have anything else you kind of want to touch on for your practice, or maybe anything we didn't cover today that you want to share just about Revive or about you or anything that you offer? You do offer products in your office as well, right?
Are a few products, some postpartum stuff, and then I also am an affiliate with like Green Compass, so CBD stuff is
Gotcha.
great. But no, I mean, I just feel like if you ever have any like questions or you are apprehensive about starting chiropractic care, like I'm an open book and
Hmm.
I'm in that season of life where I do have like little breaks at night when my kids are up. So it's like shoot me a DM or ask me a question. But my whole thing is like, I feel like so many moms are feeling anxious, depressed, hopeless, unsupported. And it's like, I want to be that safe haven for you to come and just get the help and direction that you need. If you're
Hmm.
struggling, I have a network of people I can connect you with. Lactation or OT, PT, craniosacral. It's like I can be that person that can send you to the right spot. So you don't
Yeah.
have to just be confused and lost and confide
Yeah.
in Chat GPT.
No, that's a really good point. I totally forgot about that. Like when you start this wellness journey, it seems like once you get started, you can ask those questions safely, especially with you. I think you're very open and helpful. And then
Yeah.
you kind of feel like you have support, like you said. Like you're not just going to your chiropractor, you're going to someone really invested in your wellness and your well-being.
Yeah.
And they actually care more about like what literally is going on in your life and not just like come and adjust you and that's it. I can really attest to that too for my personal life
Yeah.
with my kids. It's super
Yeah.
weird to say kids now.
I
Kids.
know, multiple.
Kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
I
awesome. Well, we're
one more thing I'd like
okay.
to say too is about just like the postpartum time. Like a lot of moms are really good about coming during their pregnancy, but then postpartum, it gets a little hairy because you have, newborns and life's a little bit more hectic. But in a woman's brain, like her amygdala and her prefrontal cortex and like all these different areas of her brain are enlarging and getting bigger and changing. And so supporting moms postpartum with adjustments can really make a difference with, you know, mood disorders and rage and depression and anxiety. So like, before you, and this doesn't replace medication, but I'm just saying, like, if you are feeling a certain type of way, like try to get your nervous system regulated before you know, jump to some other solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a couple times that I felt anxious and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm so glad I'm going to see Dr. Cait because after I see you, it's like I don't know if I'm not a chiropractor. It
Yeah.
seems like it's related to my neck. If my
Yeah.
neck, like specifically here, is misaligned, I feel more anxious. I don't know if that's factual,
Yeah.
but
No, it is.
okay.
I mean, I
Yeah.
never like chiropractic care because of neck or low back pain. I rarely have those incidences, but if I don't get adjusted for like 2.5, 3 weeks, it's like, why do I feel so anxious? What's going on? And then I'm like, oh, I haven't been adjusted.
Hmm.
It's all for my brain. That's chiropractic is literally like just food for the brain.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get addicted to the feeling. Like you want to feel good
You
and you're
want to
like,
feel good and so much more
energy.
body aware too. It's like when people start to come in for the first time, I'll be like, what's going on? And they're usually like, I don't know. I just don't feel right. And then like by like month 3, they're like, well, I think my C3 is out because I'm having trouble like swallowing and I didn't sleep well last night. And you're like, yes, you're getting connected to your body again.
Actually, I just realized something. When you first come in, right, you do a
Hmm.
scan, right, with it.
Hmm.
Do you want to talk about that? I think that's fascinating because you blew my mind. I was like, well, that's connected to what? Like when you,
Yeah.
yeah.
So chiropractors have different ways of like assessing the nervous system, but some chiropractors just take x-rays, which are like a still picture of your bones. And that will tell us like what's misaligned, but doesn't actually tell us like how stressed your nervous system is. So I have this really cool piece of equipment called the Insight CLA. And basically it scans up your entire spine from your sacrum all the way to the top of your neck. And it will show us the areas of inflammation and nerve interference, and then all those nerves connect to different things. So like up here, C2, a lot of ear infection kiddos have inflammation at C2. So if your kid's chronic ear infection kid, getting them adjusted is great for avoiding tubes. A lot of people will have like L3, L4, that's in their low back. That goes to like their uterus and intestines. So like mamas that are struggling with like fertility stuff, sometimes that's kind of the adjustment that we need to focus on. So those scans are a really cool way to just assess babies, kids, and moms without doing a bunch of crazy tests or invasive things.
Does that also help you like as a chiropractor professional to kind of know a little bit more of like stuff we couldn't be sharing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like, people will come in
Yeah.
like, I don't really have that much stress, like, I feel okay, and then you look at their scans and, like,
Mhm.
T10, T11 are, like, lit up, and it's like their adrenals are on fire, and you're like, "Are you sure you don't have stress? Because your body is telling me, like, there's a lot going on." And then they'll kind of tell me, "Oh, yeah, well, I do have some, chronic kidney stuff, or I do have, constipation for many years or infertility." So the scans are cool because 'cause they're kind of a talking point too for those people that can't even figure out what their stress is.
It's like a tangible resource to be like, "Hey, look at it," and then it kind of connects the brain to be like, "Oh, wait, no." It's like it helps put the pieces together, I think, for people that aren't maybe attuned to what's going on. They're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, let me pause and think about it," and then, things will come up and they can share it, and hopefully progress is made from that because they're more
Yeah.
aware of what's going on.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. And it's
Yeah.
such an abstract thing, like, we were never taught about our nervous system in school or spine or how these things work, so, you know, like, a good chiropractor will try to, like, educate you more just so you can really understand, like, how your body works and how to keep it safe and regulated, you know?
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me today. We kind of covered
Ew.
all the things, and I
Yeah.
appreciate that. If listeners want to book an appointment with you, what is the best way to do that? And maybe just share how to connect with you, whether that's your website, your Instagram, all the things. I will also put it down below in the show notes. But if you wanted just to share what the best way to contact you is.
Yeah. So if anybody wanted to make an appointment, they could just visit my website or type in Revive Chiropractic in Google and it'll take you there.
Okay, you're right. It's revive_chiropractic.nc. Yep.
Yes. So feel free to follow me there. I post lots of educational content about moms, babies, different things. I promise I won't slide into your DMs or anything weird like that. But yeah, feel free to reach out to me if you have questions.
Okay, perfect. So I'll put all of that information below so people can find you. Is there any other things that you wanted to share before we kind of close up today?
I don't think so. I appreciate you having me on. This was really
Yeah,
good
of
to
course. I
chat.
know we were just chatting about trying to align the kids sitting, babysitting, one's not napping. So it's like
Oh,
we make it work, right?
I think we did good. No
That's what
baby
I'm saying.
and
I
no
haven't had to pause it
yeah.
yet. So we're doing good.
Yeah.
Yay.
I know.
Perfect. Well, thank you for joining me. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And I need to book an adjustment soon. So you'll see me soon.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for being here with me today on the Be Well and Ground podcast. I hope this episode has filled your heart with new ideas, inspiration, and a little more peace. Remember, your journey to balance is uniquely yours, and you deserve all the love and joy and the calm that comes with it. If you enjoyed today's show, I'd be so grateful if you could share it with someone who might need it, or if you could leave a review to help others find this space of support and inspiration. That would be so much appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode filled with heart and healing. Until next time, take a moment to breathe, honor yourself, and know that you really are doing an amazing job. Sending you so much love and light. Have a wonderful day.